We're back. Who's on the mic?
Hi, this is Professor Wrex.
And I'm Malcontent Reynolds, and we are both from Guelph, Royal City Roller Girls. And that's exactly who we have playing on the track today in the bubble in Toronto at the Fresh and the Furious tournament. We have Our Ladies of Pain playing against Quad City Hotrods. And Craig, Professor Wrex, are you ready to tell us about the Hotrods?
I am ready to tell us about the Hotrods. The Quad City Hotrods already played earlier today, and they looked quite strong. This team is made up of a few leagues around: Belleville Bobshells, Northumberland Roller Girls, Lindsay Roller Derby, GTA Roller Girls, and Peterborough. The roster is Justice Prevails, number 007. Number 010 is Blue Brawls. Number 101, Nukem Nick. Number 1111, Gumavala. Number 201, Killer Miller. Number 2020, who isn't here today, Hindsight. Number 222, Temple Tantrum.
Tempeh Tantrum.
Tempeh Tantrum.
For the vegans out there.
Yes, that's very true. Number 2313, Gambulet. Biggie Brawls, number 29, isn't here. Harley Sin, number 3, isn't here. L. Bowie, which is too bad because it's a great name. Number 38 is not here.
You love that name.
I do love that name. 43, Van Helsing is here from GTA.
Van Helsing, I think.
Van Helsing, thank you very much.
Sling.
My ability to read things and say them out loud is probably the worst.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you, Wrex.
Thank you very much. Number 5, Cricket. Cricket.
That's going to screw me up so bad because
that is not you? That's not you.
That is not me. So my actual real life name that is on my birth certificate and my driver's license is Cricket with 2 T's, and there's a skater who has decided their entire derby name is Cricket. They
with 1 T.
With 1 T.
That's right.
From Lindsay Roller Derby.
And
oh my goodness. If we have an official review, we can talk more about my real life name.
That's true. Number 79, Ruby Menace. Number 7734, The Body, which is also another great name. On the bench for Quad City Hotrods is Jaxalottapus Blue and Bossy Boots.
And Quad City Hotrods are in red. We got Our Ladies of Pain coming all the way down to 401 in blue. That is from Professor Wrex in my home league. We are not cheering for anyone today.
No, we are not cheering for anyone today at all. I do not like Royal City Roller Girls. They are the worst people I've met. That is not true at all. They're great.
I can never tell your sarcastic voice from your regular voice. It is too similar. So from Our Ladies of Pain, we've got 1027 Samwise Slamzy, number 171 Rabid Rabbit, 242 Hit Viper, number 25 Duchess of Doom, number 2980 Nayslayer, who is the captain, number 3 Pablo Kikasso, number 303 H-Bomb, number 345, and H-Bomb is all capitals, so you gotta, every time you say it, you gotta say H-Bomb!
Yeah, you gotta yell at someone when you say that name.
Yeah. Number 345, Betty Spite. Number 394, another captain, Thomas the Tank. Number 519, Headlock Holmes. Number 55, Silent Spring. Number 555, Killapatra. Number 6, Sleeping Broody. Number 611, Whirlwind. Number 613, Mill Street Bruisery. Way too many syllables. Number 9, Collateral Damage. On the bench is Fidget, Flying Frenchie, and Ronnie Rivet. That is Our Ladies of Pain in blue. We're just about getting ready to roll here. If you want to look at all the rosters and you're watching us on the live stream on Layer 9, just click on the video screen, click inside where the video is playing. An icon for I will show up. Click on that. It'll take you to a link where you can see all the schedule and all the rosters for the Fresh and the Furious tournament.
That's right. They can, at home, you can read the names and screw them up just like I will all day long.
That's great. I'm having a little trouble with these headphones, in case you're wondering what's going on. It doesn't really work with my braids. It's difficult to wear braids on your head and
they are very nice braids. There's no way you're able to take those out to make the headphones. You have to keep those braids in.
Yeah.
They're almost, with the headphones on, you look Leia-esque.
Braids for life.
Princess Leia.
Braids for the
General
win.
Leia. Whichever.
General Leia.
General Leia.
Sure.
You would definitely be General Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Craig, for that massive compliment. If you want to see what we look like, don't look to Layer 9. Go over to the Royal City Roller Girls Twitter feed. We took a selfie before we got on the mic. That's Royal City Roller. You can see on your screen, Our Ladies of Pain are getting ready with their traditional cheer, which is to get themselves pumped up and to scare the teammates a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. It's a cheer that has been happening in Royal City for a long time now. They all kind of look at each other and yell at each other, and hit each other. Well, not each other. They hit themselves, I guess. They don't want to hit everyone else because that wouldn't necessarily be consensual. So you want to hit yourself.
Yeah, hit your chest, get yourself pumped up. I don't know if this is a power line or not. I don't think so. But Nayslayer is the pivot heading out for Our Ladies of Pain. We got Kilopatra out there, Sleeping Broody, and someone else.
And I will apologize right now, Quad City Hot Rods. We, as a announcing team, will not know as much about Quad City as we do about Royal City.
I see Cricket pivoting.
Yeah, Cricket is out there. That's for one T.
What? Cricket's pivoting. Maggie, nope, I got the wrong jammer.
This is Silent Spring for Our Ladies of Pain, trying to push her way out of the pack and is able to continue on. Gets knocked down from number 007.
Justice Prevails, a huge hit, knocks Silent Spring down long enough for the red jammer to get out ahead, quite ahead. She's got a quarter of a track on Silent Spring. It looks like that is Gambullet was the lead jammer. First points on the board are for the Quad City.
That's right, but Windsor Assault having to take a penalty to get their jammer out, so they are starting this jam with 3 blockers on the track. If it continues with the penalty trouble, Windsor Assault actually, sorry, just because I have previous information, the first game earlier today, they had a bit of...
Which team? Quad City?
Quad City. Hot Rods, thank you very much. Had a bit of penalty trouble.
This is your third game announcing.
It is my 3rd game in a row. I'm trying to keep everything straight, but Quad City had a bit of trouble in their previous game today with penalties, so hopefully they can keep it in check in this game.
Wow, there, number 345 from Royal City, Betty Spite explodes through the pack. They haven't even got to turn 1, and they're still having trouble getting that jammer out. She does get out, not lead jammer. Betty Spite, tiny apex jump. That is 4 points for Royal City already.
Ali Artuso signaling to Betty Spite, trying to get her to call off, and she does, picking up 4 points. It is now a tie game. If you're at home and you're drinking, Roller Derby Custom says that you must drink whatever's in your hand, whether it be a coffee,
a root beer,
a beer,
an adult beverage.
Yes, an adult pop.
Yeah, an adult beverage of choice,
a
fizzy beverage. My beverage of choice is root beer. Holla at us on the Royal City Roller Girls Twitter if you love root beer.
Root beer is the greatest.
It's the greatest.
That and Dr. Pepper. Everyone puts Dr. Pepper low on the list. It's very high on my list.
Dr. Pepper roasted ham as well. Oh, what you know? Quad City gets lead. Gambullet has been on the track before and had gotten lead. And number 3, Pablo Kikasso is trying her best to get out of the pack. Gets a little nudge from Gambullet.
His Gambullet's already on scoring pass, but the defense of Our Ladies of Pain did tighten up there and was able to force a power jam for Pablo Kikasso of Royal City Roller Girls. Oh, unfortunately, I think Pablo Kikasso picked up a forearm penalty exiting the front of the pack.
There's no jammers on the track now.
There is no jammers on the track. If you're at home and you're wanting to understand what happens now, the jammer that went to the box first gets bounced out by the second jammer to the box.
Who sits for how long?
Who sits for the remainder of the previous jam. Oh, unfortunately, Pablo Kikasso wasn't able to follow the instructions of the jammer ref and entered back on the track. It is quite possible that she picked up a second penalty for an insubordination.
Gotta listen to the refs. It's hard to see the box from where we're filming. It's right behind the pack right now.
It is, and Gambullet comes out of the pack. I believe she picks up 5 points on that pass. That was her first scoring pass of this game. Thankfully, if it was only 1 penalty, there was enough time on this clock to run off the power jam for Our Ladies of Pain. If not, they will start the next jam with a jammer in the penalty box.
Gambullet sneaks by Nayslayer. Nayslayer is correcting herself by really shoving her bum into the infield now. It only takes 2 inches of space for a good jammer to pass. She takes a t-shirt whip off of Cricket like it's 2009, my favorite derby joke. She's sent to the box for reasons. Looks like a back block, and it's going to be another power jam switch with 4 seconds left in the jam. The score is now 4-14. It's a palindrome score. That's my favorite score to drink for.
And again, a Derby custom say, if there's a palindrome, you must drink whatever's in your hand. So if you have a coffee or a beverage or an adult wobbly pop, you must drink.
Score is 4 for Our Ladies of Pain, 14 for Quad City Hot Rods. This is a very well-matched bout. You don't see that a lot because a lot of skill level can be very wide at this tournament because they're all skaters in their first year playing.
That's correct. The last jam was a little bit all over the place. A couple of power jams for both teams and some swaps. Silent Spring doing well, pushing through that really solid defense of the Quad City Hot Rods. Quad City Hot Rods jammer is already on the track. Gambullets trying to get through and does, pushes through. And Silent Spring gets knocked out of bounds but comes in quickly and picks up 4 points and calls it off.
I know you've mentioned this before in the live stream. I have to mention it again. This is an extremely sticky floor. And when you're a new skater, you're new to Derby, the floor conditions can really throw you for a loop. And in only 20-minute games, you don't have a lot of time to sit into it and relax and get used to floor conditions.
That's right, and most of these skaters have only practiced for 12 months or less, and they're subject to the floor that they use in their home city. So if it's a slippery floor that they're used to, the sticky floor will really affect them because they're not.
Looks like Cricket is jamming for the first time this game. She quickly gets out ahead of Betty Spite.
It is number 5. Quicket did take an outside line there on the Our Ladies of Pain blockers and got through and is on her first scoring pass. Is bouncing around trying to pick up points, but and I think she picked up a cutting penalty. This will be a full 2-minute jam because Cricket got lead jammer and went to the penalty box. She did score some points before going, but it does leave. Oh man,
We're gonna have a lead change. We're gonna have a lead change. I'm punching Professor Wrex in the arm. I'm so excited.
That's true. We have a lead change, and if you weren't up to speed at home, a lead change also means you have to drink whatever's in your hand. So make sure you take a drink of whatever's in your hand.
En français, c'est Super Jam. We have a power jam for Our Ladies of Pain. Betty Spite is doing the best with it. She takes a little bit of a leap across the apex, and she's sent back to the back. Cricket returns from her 30-second break and is exploding out of the pack there. That's another scoring pass for her, 4 points. No lead jammer. Got 13 and a half minutes left in this entire game, and this is a full 2-minute jam.
That's right. Cricket came into the box. She already had the point she scored going into the box. They just weren't shown.
Sleeping Broody effectively blocks Cricket, but also knocks her down, and Sleeping Broody falls onto Cricket.
I thought that may have been a low blocking call, but it looks like the referees deemed that it wasn't.
Power jam for Quad City. We're seeing a lot of power jams in this short 20-minute game and a lot of reversals of power jams too.
That's true. This was Quad City Hot Rods' problem in the previous game. They gave up too many power jams, or they gave up a lot of power jams to the other team despite winning the game. It looks like Our Ladies of Pain are having some trouble with that as well, and it has been the theme throughout the day. Penalties to jammers are huge, and they put up big points to the other team.
And they really count in these tiny, tiny games. Very, very close game, though, 22-27 for Quad City. And, you know, the lead change could happen again. We had a couple of lead changes just in that one jam.
I know if you're drinking coffee at home, you're going to be wired. If you're drinking something else, you might be something else for sure. I don't know. You might be a little drunk.
At home, take care of yourself just like we would in the arena. It's a long day.
Blue Brawls starting on the power jam for the Quad City Hot Rods, taking advantage of Our Ladies of Pain jammer being in the penalty box, is already hitting the pack on scoring pass, and Thomas the Tank doing well, the pivot for Our Ladies of Pain, slowing up that jammer, and forces a forearm penalty to Blue Brawls, and now Betty Spite is on another power jam.
Whoop, whoop.
That's true.
Let's see what happens with this power jam. What can Olaf do with it? She looks to her bench. Ali Artuzo's fidget is doing a big circle, telling her to keep pushing, keep going. A little bit of passive offense, moves to a little bit of active offense. They're trying their best. A hat pass to Thomas the Tank. Thomas is telling her, you got to be standing before you pass me the hat. And she is able to push through that Quad City redness and put the hat on her head and get back into that pack.
That's good. I think Nightingale is trying to remember how that worked. Betty Spite did score some points before passing the star, so there should have been some points put up there, but not the full 5 because Thomas the Tank didn't have it on her head to pass the last few blockers. So there may be an official timeout just to correct the scoreboard at the end of this jam, quite possibly.
And star passes are a great way to confuse a ref. At the OLOP versus everybody else in the league scrimmage last Tuesday. And the crowd cheers as Maggie, the Thomas the Tank, makes it through the pack again.
That's right, the crowd is cheering because Royal City brings a fandom everywhere they go.
We have won awards for it.
We have won awards for loud fans.
With a bit of a spin and a miss on the outside of turn 1.
That's right, Thomas the Tank landing right in front of the announcer's table. If it was any closer, I swear she would have landed up in my lap. That might have been a bit awkward. We would have needed to take a selfie at the same time.
And we have a very, very close game. Professor Wrex did call it. There is going to be an official timeout to talk about scoreboard, computers, numbers, and things.
That's right. It looks like Nightingale went over there quite quickly to make sure that the points were scored correctly. Like no other game, this game depends on points, and the other thing that's huge is the time on the board. The time doesn't stop unless a timeout happens, which is what currently happened. The officials took this one. So the game clock never stops unless a team takes a timeout or the referees need to make sure things are correct.
And in roller derby, the WFDA rule set says 2.2.2.
I don't know if it's that.
It's not 2.2.2 anymore?
I don't know. They've changed it. I've read through it. But they've definitely changed the numbers.
Oh, darn.
I do think they've changed it from 2.2.2 to
everybody
something else.
with the 2.2.2 tattoo it's now
I know,
invalid.
and everyone at home that knows what it is yelling at me right now. Why do I not know this?
Tweet at us if you know what it is at _cricket with 2 T's _ at Royal City Roller, please. But 2.2.2 used to say the team with the most amount of points wins. The points do matter, even though just like gender and money, they're made up, they're a construct, but because we believe in them, they matter.
Yeah, it's like our own god. It's like our roller derby god.
Yeah, it's a construct. We made it up.
Points and time is a roller derby god.
Yeah. So, Our Ladies of Pain looking like they're at 37, and Quad City Hotrods 35. We're almost halfway through this tiny game. Coach Jax going in the center with, looks like Cricket to do a little bit more chatting. Thomas the Tank and Artuzo Fidget going to talk a little bit with the head ref, Joe the Locksmith.
That's right, and both these teams are coached by some quite reputable people. Jax has been around roller derby for quite a long time and knows the game really, really well. As well as Our Ladies of Pain are coached by 3 people who play on the Royal Cities travel team, the Bootleggers, also quite knowledgeable of the game. And I think that definitely helps both these teams in playing the game at the level that they are currently.
Exactly. When you're coached by an amazing coach, it just makes everything so much easier. And coaching in derby has really grown in the last couple of years.
That's true, unless you're coached by me and then people get worse. I don't know what it is.
Professor Wrex is the coach of our travel teams at Royal City Roller Girls. And it's a real privilege to actually have a coach. Many leagues go without coaches. So to have somebody who has the overall game in their mind and is looking at that in the track and is training you is actually a privilege in roller derby. And we're very lucky to have 3 fresh meat coaches.
It is a nice job by Gamblet pushing through that Royal City Roller Girl defense. But Pablo Kikasso gets out of the pack about 140 feet behind her. Gamblet is going to have to hit and quit on this pack and make sure she scores points and try not to give up. But Pablo Kikasso on the inside picks up 4 points of her own. Windsor, or Quad City Hot Rods, I don't know why I keep saying Windsor, Quad City Hot Rods. Unfortunately, the defense thought their jammer was going to call out, but weren't in position to stop the Pablo Kikasso from scoring points.
Gamblet cuts it down to the wire, lets Pablo go through her own blockers before she calls it off. That's a 4.4-point jam for both of them. Kikasso did amazing there to pass the other jammer. I'm curious why she didn't get a natural Grand Slam. Nightingale's going to go talk with the board about that, I think.
Yeah, I thought they may have been on the same pass. If they were on the same pass, then 4-4 is correct. I could be wrong. They may have been on opposite passes. If they were, then Pablo Picasso should have scored another 5, but I think that would make it 9 to. Oh, they are reversing. That's correct. They're reversing and taking the 4 points off Quad City Hot Rods. So you're right.
Change.
Our Ladies of Pain should technically have had 5 points there, not the 4.
And they put the jammer in the box, and it's a power jam for Our Ladies of Pain, and it was a lead change. So we got 41 for Royal City, Our Ladies of Pain. 35, pardon me, for Quad City Chaos. We heard some gentle reminding of rules from the immense blue cheering section here. I heard Forza, who plays for Killer Queens.
Yeah, Forza likes the rules, and when something isn't going right, she definitely makes to make sure that it's heard.
Betty Spite gets out at turn 1 on this power jam for the Our Ladies of Pain. Lots of help from her blockers.
Here comes the offense from Our Ladies of Pain.
Mill Street and Thomas giving excellent offense, helping her out, not even moving the pack forward at all. This is hot.
That's right. That's a really good, nice offense from Our Ladies of Pain. Offense is something new in the last 2 or 3 years of roller derby.
Wow,
that
ruckus.
Was quite a large hit from Silent Spring. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Fortunately, she didn't hit the blocker in an illegal target zone, or she would have definitely went to the penalty box.
Pack is speeding up a bit as both jammers are on the track, and this is a scoring pass for Quad City. Quad City is a little frustrated. Silent Spring calling it off after 3 points.
That's huge. That's the biggest jam of the game so far for Silent Spring. 13 points for Our Ladies of Pain on a power jam. That is definitely helping them out to separate these points. I believe, if my math is right, which is terrible, by the way, so if I get this wrong, you can make fun of me at home. 19-point difference, am I right?
I can't math.
Okay.
No,
that's good. I can't math either.
Yeah, so make fun of Professor, make fun of me. Just do it quietly to yourself. But this is the biggest. This is the biggest point spread we've seen so far. Our Ladies of Pain are in the lead with 54 to 35. Do the math at home. Tweet at us if you know how to do math.
And gamble it, getting lead jam just before the first turn. Betty Spite having trouble with the Quad City Hot Rods defense, who's gotten better as this tournament's gone on. They're fortunate to have an extra game in their pocket, so they're kind of gelling as a team at this tournament so far. This is Our Ladies of Pain from Royal City's first game so far.
But also reminding that Quad City is like 2 or 3 players from 5 different leagues. So the fact that they're gelling so well is incredible. Props to Quad City for getting on the track for the first time together and winning so big this morning. Coach Jax calling an official review or an official timeout. Let's see what the GM timer in pink that you see there. I think it's just a team timeout.
Yeah, just a team timeout.
You get 1 per game in these tiny games.
It is showing on the scoreboard for some reason the official timeout being missing, but
everybody's new here. We have new scoreboard operators. We got some new refs. We're all figuring it out together.
I'm new as well.
Yeah, you're new. You're new announcer.
You're new as well.
This is my 2nd year announcing. First live stream. First ever live stream.
Well, I was making a joke that we're not new. It was like a...
We're 8 years old in Derby.
That combines between the two of us, well over 10, I believe.
Yeah, between the two of us. Yeah. Our league was founded in June, and I joined in August. And then you came into the league in January.
A year afterwards, after the start of it.
Yeah.
January. 6 years for me, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
7 total.
In August for me, I'll start my 8th year. I bought my new interesting fact about me. Not only is my real life name, my non-derby name, Cricket. Another interesting fact about me: I replaced my skates for the first time in 8 years.
That is. That's incredible.
Shout
I don't know if
Neon
anyone
Skates.
at home who's played roller derby for 8 years has ever waited 8 years to change their skates.
I'm a bigger skater. I weigh 175 pounds, and I'm really clumpy is my style. I clump around a lot. And so Don Cherry at Neon Skates was pretty amazed, and I bought the exact same boots and nearly the exact same plates. The plates I have aren't made anymore. But yeah, that's me.
Wow. You know you've been playing around when the plates that you started on aren't made anymore. Pablo Picasso with getting the lead jam right away, taking advantage of some blocker penalties to Quad City Hot Rods.
Vanna Helsing is jamming for the first time in my recollection this game. Pablo has a pretty big lead on her. Pack is moving moderately fast. What do you know? Olap stops in the back. Blocker's just giving her some time. She hops through the pack. Big cheer from the crowd.
That's right. Ali Ortuso, one of the coaches for Our Ladies of Pain, telling Pablo Picasso to keep this going because they have the advantage in penalties, and the defense of the Royal City Roller Girls are able to make sure that they keep that jammer in the pack. they've turned a small jam into a big jam. That's 4 points so far, and now it's a total of 9. Let's see if they can put up more points on the board and keep that jammer in the pack.
Our blockers, the Our Ladies of Pain blockers, are so effectively holding that jammer back as Pablo just skates through on one skate. She even gets a huge hit from Blue Brawls and stays on her feet.
Huge hit from Thomas the Tank.
Hitting.
Very, very big hit.
Jam is called off because Vanna Helsing head hits the floor and she is down. The jam is called when a skater cannot return to their feet. Everybody takes a knee. The medics are called over. Shout out to the medics from Spectrum One.
Yeah.
We're really, really thankful to have them as sponsors. Coach Jax is coming over to chat with them.
That's right. Thomas the Tank from Royal City has some previous experience on skates playing hockey. That definitely does help when you're learning how to play roller derby. You can already skate, and you understand the fundamentals of hitting.
It helps with skating skills, but I find hockey players have a fear about how we skate. We skate on the front of our feet, whereas hockey skaters tend to sit on their heels. Also, hockey skaters are used to wearing the girdle, the thing that covers from your knees to your waist, and we don't wear that. So I find hockey skaters are scared to fall forward, and they're very scared of wrecking their tailbones because they rely on that girdle very much in hockey. But it does help just with being less afraid of getting on your skates.
That's right, and I didn't see the hit fully. It looked like it was potentially clean.
Looked clean to me.
I think she did hit her head when she fell and hit the floor, which thankfully for the paramedics, they're here to do the concussion test. Or at least the very quick concussion test that they hope will check to see if the player isn't either whiplashed or concussed. It looked like Vanna Helsing was good. She skated up.
Yeah, she skated on her own accord back to her bench. Yeah. Because the jam was called because of medical, that means she can't skate for 3 jams. She has to take a break for 3 jams. That could be the whole game.
With 5 minutes and 50 seconds, 3 jams could be 2 or 3 full 2-minute jams, and that would be the end of the game. The way this game is going, I don't think it will be, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah, it's more common to have 30-second jams now in 2017 than it is 2-minute jams.
It's very true. I did think the call-off was a little quick, but when there's...
Looks like Maggie, Thomas the Tank is getting ejected for a green... Oh, no, she's getting a penalty, not ejected.
Just a penalty. I think they deemed it a high block.
Didn't look like a high block to me.
Yeah, and sometimes, a lot of times, it's the angle of the referees. I
fully trust the refs.
I last year and this year started reffing, and I used to get quite angry with refs when things didn't go my way. Strange.
Has reffing caused you to be a more empathetic coach?
It has. I'm glad I've done it because it is all about the angles, and if your angle shows that it's a penalty, it's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
And that's just what it is. The refs say it's a penalty, and that's what it is. And you have to
fully trust the refs, and I always tell our fresh meats, never, ever mouth back to a ref. If you're worried about a ref's call, you tell your bench, but never, ever ref. Oh, wow, it's a jammer fight. Those jammers are right on each other's heels.
That's right. And Bullet gets a forearm penalty, pushing your way through the pack. Unfortunately, you cannot use your forearms to push blockers out of your way.
Forearms are your little T-Rexes, everything from your elbow to your hands. You can't push people with those.
And that springs Silent Springer into a power jam with lead jammer, and she scores her first 5-point jam. Silent Springer may potentially be one of the better jammers on this team. It is not a jammer that Quad City Hot Rods want on the track on the power jam, especially this late in the game.
Getting offensive help from the inside so she can just sneak right through. The crowd is going wild. She waves to the RCRG fans as she's on the apex.
Yeah, it's all about making sure that your friends see you do stuff on the track. That's what sports is about.
Another huge hit from Thomas the Tank to help her out on the inside.
Thomas the Tank living up to her name, tanking around that pack, making sure their jammers aren't being touched.
And we are a very tiny league at RCRG. It's nice to have a big player.
It is. Generally, you are correct. We are a smaller stature team, but not a smaller stature league, that's for sure.
But look at this lineup. A lineup of tall ladies. Sleeping Broody is a bigger player. There's only one blocker left on the track for Quad City, and she's all by herself. I think it's Tempe.
It's true, and if you're at home, that one player is worth 5 total points because each player in the penalty box is still scored no matter what. So every time Silent Springer is passing that one blocker, she is scoring 5 big points for her team.
Look down at the bottom of your screen. You can see the score is 98 for Our Ladies of Pain, 43 for Quad City Chaos. This is a massive power jam for Silent Spring. Professor Wrex is going to do some math. This is 30 points so far she's gained. That is amazing. 35-point jam.
35-point jam so far in the bubble because that's the fresh tournament, Fresh and Furious tournament. There is the bubble in Ted Reeves Arena. At the bubble so far, that is the highest point output by a jammer in this tournament by 6 points. I think the previous amount of points was 29, so this is 35. That's a huge jam for Our Ladies of Pain.
You can really rack them up on those power jams, especially when there's only one blocker left on the track.
That's true, and they're worth 5 points. That's huge amount of points.
Another thing to mention is Quad City is playing with a really reduced bench. They have 10 players total on their bench, whereas we brought 16 players to this.
That's right. Yeah, endurance is a big thing in this tournament. There's a lot of games to be played today. Betty Spike getting lead jam, hitting the pack, about to start scoring, and has already scored a couple points, and does a really smart call off, getting her 2 points, running that clock down.
2 points to 0 is better than 4 points to 2.
That's right. I say that all the time when I'm coaching. And Malcontent Reynolds, or Cricket with 2 T's, listens sometimes. Other times she's just telling me to, in her head, to shut up. Just shut up. Shut up, you.
I love my coaches. Like I said before, we're lucky to have coaches. Lots of leagues work without coaches. We're lucky that we have 3 fresh meat coaches. And it's worth mentioning, I rarely jam. I am a blocker. I am a jammer killer. That's what I'm better at. We're seeing another, looks like new to me, jammer from Quad City. Let's see who it is because we're not sitting behind the jammer line.
A little bit of the pile up there on turn 2, but Pablo Picasso hoping to take advantage of it and does. Pushes her way through the front for the lead jammer, Pablo Picasso.
The body with some really unnecessary air quotes around her name is the jammer for Quad City. She's not lead jammer. We pushed it around to turn 2. Pablo Picasso breaks up that pack and is able to slide through.
I believe Ali is going to get Pablo Picasso to just run this jam because, again, this game is about points and time. If you can run the clock down when you're leading at this differential, you're going to win the game.
Kilopatra is just taking on the body one-on-one, and you're seeing they're able to recycle her again and again, just keep in front of her. Kilopatra gets a penalty, 3 blockers left from Olaf. They're able to get into a pyramid. Nayslayer wraps her whole body around the Quad City jammer and is able to just keep her back. Has she even made it out of the pack once?
She has not. This is still the first pass for this is the second pass actually for the Quad City Hotrods jammer. Nayslayer, though, doing a number on the body. Nayslayer has really developed as a great blocker for the Royal City Roller Girls, and it shows because she's taken the pivot stripe. Usually someone with the pivot stripe knows the game quite well, just like Thomas the Tank, who's entering the track, and Justice Prevails from Quad City Hotrods. I've been watching her in this game, in the last game, and Justice Prevails has been taking it to the other teams as well.
Justice Prevails is incredible. She is great in a team blocking situation and in a solo blocking situation, which it's hard to see. Watch her do that backwards blocking there. Just with her shoulder, she's able to keep Silent Spring back.
That's right. She's very comfortable on her feet. And Silent Spring, unfortunately, is able to juke her out and get lead jammer and is now on scoring pass. There is only 17 seconds on the clock. Technically, she doesn't have to engage the pack, but decides to, regardless of Ali Ortuzzo's second thoughts. There is 4 seconds left. She can call it off once this time runs down, and it is a game in hand for the Our Ladies of Pain. Wow.
Wow. Wow, Craig. Wow, Professor.
Yeah, that was a good performance from Our Ladies of Pain, and also a good performance from the Quad City Hotrods, who come to us from 5 different leagues. Skaters from Belleville Bombshells, Northumberland Roller Girls, Lindsay Roller Derby, GTA Roller Girls, and Peterborough Roller Derby. Both teams look really, really solid. I don't think this is going to be the last time we see Quad City Hot Rods.
No.
There's many ways to the final in this tournament. It's not going to be the end of that team, I guarantee you.
Coached by Jax and the teams that are represented there, I think we're going to see Quad City again. It was nice to see how close they were in the beginning, how it took Our Ladies of Pain a little while. It was their first game of the day to get warmed up, to get together, to remember what it is to play roller derby.
That's right. It's funny. Every time we send a fresh meat team to this tournament, our fresh meat teams don't think they're any good.
Yeah.
And then they get here and they do quite well. And I think fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you're looking at it, they have to scrimmage sometimes against the rest of the Royal City League, and they kind of beat up on them a bunch. So they don't feel like they're as good because they're getting their behinds taken to them a little bit by the rest of the league.
And that's our tradition at Royal City. The scrimmage before Fresh and the Furious, we always make our fresh meat team scrimmage against the entire rest of our league, and that prepares them.
Or at least whoever can show up that day.
Yeah.
But it's usually
big.
It's usually quite big. It's usually 20, 25 at least they have to go up against.
Veteran skaters. I have 8 years on me. It's veteran skaters who are on our WIFTA charter team, the Bootleggers. It's a hard match. So we did see them get rolling and remember, hey, we're playing roller derby. Hey, we trust our coaches. Hey, we trust our teammates. We saw them really own the track, and we're going to see Quad City again for sure in this game, 123-47 for Our Ladies of Pain. If you want to check out what happens on the schedule, please click on that eye icon on Layer 9 and go to the Layer 9 website. It has the rosters there. It's got the schedule there. Quad City should be very proud of what they did on the track. It was incredible. High fives to Coach Jax, literally giving him high fives right now. We're Professor Wrex and Malcontent Reynolds. Coming up next is more derby, and it will be Professor Wrex and I back on the mic again.
That's right. I'll see you in a second.
Let's go to the washroom.
Yeah, the washroom's good.